Hello, hello, hello. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, depending on where you are watching us from. Greetings to you all. Thank you very much. I appreciate your effort. I appreciate those of you commenting, suggesting. I appreciate. Thank you very much. Continue to do the great work. Support us in all the angles you can support us. Thank you very much. It's been a while. Even though the page was active, we were giving you some write-ups. Those of you who take their time to read and also comment on the write-ups, we are very, very grateful. Yadamasi, reading is one of the most difficult things for Africans. If not because of the problem of we not being good readers, some of those things that we are saying wouldn't have been a problem at all. Yes, because it's there. The inconsistencies of the religion is there. The irregularities of the religion is there. But because reading is a problematic for us, we don't have time to read. You do not blame, like you can't blame anybody for not having the habit of reading. We are brought up that way. We are not, the curiosity of us has been tamed, if not dashed down. Our curiosity has been tamed, if not dashed down. A lot of us, when we were growing up, when you ask questions too much, they think you are troublesome. When you ask questions too much, you are problematic. Not to talk of the religious aspect. Islamic religion, you ask questions too much, they tell you don't supposed to ask some questions. I remember when we were having a discussion on a TikTok page with one of my friends, and it was like someone, a religious person came on the page, and we asked him questions. Normally that's what we do. We ask them some questions. When we asked some questions, one of the religious guys was like, no, this is not a question you're supposed to ask. Some questions are supposed not to be asked. And then the host got pissed off. That is the host Kafiri got pissed off. It was like nobody will tell her we shouldn't ask some questions. So this is the problem. So those of you who take time to read our write-ups, thank you very much. Actually, we are trying to blend the two, the videos and the write-ups. Actually, when we do the write-ups and you read certain things, you will go yourself and also check and do your own research and do your own background. We are trying to build our curiosity. We are trying to pick up our curiosity back. It is only the curiosity that will set us free. It is through the curiosity that we will learn, and through the knowledge and wisdom we're gonna gain our freedoms. It's been a while. We gave you a video, and today we are dropping another one. Thanks so much. I love you all. As Labraska will say, Mami Grace, love, hate. We love you all. I hope you remember the last video we did. We talked about, the last part was when Prophet Muhammad, the shadow figure Muhammad, lied to his people when he climbed the mountain Safa. Lied to them that an enemy is gonna trample them from the behind of the mountain. They gathered, and then he took the advantage of that to passed his message, to tell them what he wanted to tell them. This is what he did, and it ends up to be to create some hitches between himself and his uncle Abdul Uzza, who is later known as Abu Lahab. And then a doggerel verse, it's a loose kind of poet. It's a loose kind of poet that was just put together to this Abu Lahab and the wife, and then the whole idea started there. Now from that point, from that moment, and hence the Prophet of Islam started propagating Islam publicly. Now, as I told you in the previous videos, the people who followed him were only two groups of people: the slaves and semi-slaves. The slaves and the half-slave and half-free folks are the people that followed him. Nia omo ya nkwa ene nia omo fa ya ma omo freedom efa a omo ya nkwa fa omo na omo di nechinte. It was the Maulas and the Abid that followed him. That is, the Abid are the slaves and the Maulas are the free folks, half freedom, half slavery folks. that followed him. Now he started the preaching, he started to propagate the Islam publicly, and now the Mecca people got pissed off with him because he started condemning. Actually, he was criticizing the idols destructively, not constructively. He was distracting, he was condemning the idols now, or condemning Abusun Sumunu and everything. He was condemning it. So they also sat down, the people of Mecca sat down to prepare what to do. They sat down to take a decision, to take a stand against him. Now the stand they took against him end up traumatizing and torturing the followers, the weak ones who followed him. But for him himself, nobody is able to touch him. Do you know why? Because of the promise and the protection the uncle Abu Talib, Ali's father, gave him. Now, Ali's father is one of the greatest personalities in Mecca. Now, if someone like Ali's father, Abu Talib, will give Muhammad protection, you dare not to touch his hair. You dare not to touch Muhammad's hair. You do that, you're going to create a chaotic situation in Mecca. So nobody wanted to touch him because of the protection of the uncle, Ali's father, Abu Talib. Now, what did they do? Now, the punishment, the agony, the trauma, the torture was unleashed on the weak followers, the slaves and the semi-slaves. That is people, they are the people who suffered a lot. Now, in the previous video, I've said this. I said that people that has Allah, the all-knowing, the almighty, supposed not to seek protection from humans. But Muhammad was operating based on the protection Abu Talib, the uncle, the idol worshipper, gave him. You know, he granted him this protection. Even if people of Allah, the followers of Allah, or the prophets of Allah will even seek protection from a human being, they will not seek protection from an idol worshipper. So why should Allah allow idol worshipper to protect his prophet? This is what you just don't get it. So all these things indicate that it is man-made thing. Someone used his brain on you. Someone used their master plan, their mastermind on you, and you think you've gotten something from any divine being sitting in the sky somewhere. Anyway, so let's proceed. So now they can't touch Muhammad, they can't harm him. So what do they do? They started harming and traumatizing the weak ones, because the weak ones are slaves. So all the masters that their slaves joined Islam went into punishment. Now, the same book, this book has been with us for a long time. Ar-Rahiq al-Makhtoum has this to say. You know, in page 89 has a whole story, and he talked about the issue of ash-shubuhat. Now, the shubuhat is something that is common in Islamic religion. Shubuhat is known as a doubtful issue, or uncertainty of religious issues, So that is what shubuhat is. Now, this word shubuhat, uncertainty, uncertainty issues of Islamic religion, has appeared in hadith, where Prophet of Islam has reported saying that innal halala bayyinun wa innal harama bayyinun. The lawful things are clear and the unlawful things are also clear. وَبَيْنَهُمَا أُمُورٌ مُشْتَبِهَاتٌ. But between the lawful things and the unlawful things, or between the unprohibited things and the prohibited things, is according to Islamic religion, between the two there is uncertainties. There are things that are doubtful. And then the hadith continue to say that whoever refrain and abstain from the uncertainties of issues, they are the faithful ones, they are the good religious ones. Now, based on this hadith, one Malta Guinness came out. One Malta Guinness was like produced in Ghana, a great Islamic scholar in Kumasi said Malta Guinness is haram. Now, the reason why he said Malta Guinness is haram or was haram was that he thinks Malta Guinness is just like Guinness. It's the same as Guinness. That is what he thinks. So this scholar is a great scholar in Kumasi. He has a big mosque. Today the son is at the mosque making noise, preaching radicality, preaching fundamental Islam. Now when he says Malta Guinness is haram, there was a problem between himself and the sect. Some of the sect members, the so-called Al-Sunnah or Salafi or whatever they call themselves, some of the scholars within the sect said no. They disagree with him that malt is haram, and he said he will not take it because he thinks malt is part of uncertainties. This is the problem. You see, it's all about confusion and mental slavery. Now, so in page 89 of Ar-Rahiq al-Maktoum, the issue of the people of Mecca, the mushriks, the idol worshippers, the way Islam called them, said to be throwing shubihat, uncertainties about Islam to the people. They are telling people the leakages or the loopholes of Islam. This is what they said. So it got to a point where they say that the shubuhat or the uncertainties that the non-believers propagated in Mecca got to a point where they said, Hatta inna nabiyya lam yatamakkan min tilawati al-Quran alayhim fi majami'ihim wa nawadihim. Prophet of Islam is not able to recite Quran in their presence because they said nobody should listen to him. And they brought a verse to support this claim, or the author brought a verse to support this claim, and the verse is in Quran, Surah Fusilat. So Surah Fusilat has it to say, it has this to say, وَقَالَ الَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا, and those that are kafirs or the infidels said, لَا تَسْمَعُوا لِهَذَا الْقُرْآنِ, don't listen to this Quran, وَالْغَوْ فِيهِ, and ridicule it. Ridicule the Quran. Don't listen to the Quran. Ridicule the Quran. وَالْغَوْ فِيهِ لَعَلَّكُمْ تَغْلِبُونَ. For that, when you do that, you defeat Muhammad and his followers. So this is it. So he cannot recite the Quran. He cannot recite the Quran in presence of them. And then there is also another challenge that stood, another hindrance that stood against the propagation of Islam in the face of Muhammad, the shadow figure. There is a man called An-Nadru bin al-Harith. An-Nadru bin al-Harith is a traveler, and he knows the fairy tales of so many countries. He has the knowledge about Jews and their stories. He has the knowledge of Christians and their stories. He has the knowledge of Mesopotamian stories. He has the knowledge of Persian religious stories. So anytime Nadru bin al-Harith comes around and hear what Muhammad is reading, the stories in the Quran and all that, he will tell them these stories are nothing. They are fairy tales or they are folklores from other people's tradition. You know, Islam is amalgamation of other people's religion. So that is it. So Nadr bin al-Harith became #1 target of Muhammad. That is why when the Muhammad had the opportunity, he didn't hesitate to execute Nadr bin al-Harith. He killed him one time because he doesn't want him to be, he's seen him to be a threat for him. So this is what happened. So he has challenges. People were not listening to the Quran and all that. Now, when this were happening, some of the followers are being tortured. Some of the followers are being tortured. They torture them, they punish them, they go through a lot. Now let me tell you let's read some of these people that suffered. First of all, now, as I told you, don't forget, Muhammad cannot be touched, not because of protection of Allah, no, not because an angel is guiding him, no. He cannot be touched just because he has the protection of his uncle. He has the protection of his uncle, Abu Talib, Ali's father. That is all. The idol worshipper is protecting Allah's messenger. It's interesting. If this does not raise an alarm to you, I don't know what will raise alarm anymore. Now, so one of the people that has been tortured is this guy known as Ammar bin Yasir. Ammar bin Yasir. Now, in page 91 of Ar-Rahiq al-Makhtoum, this is what happened to Ammar bin Yasir and his family. Now, wakana Ammar bin Yasir? Ammar, the son of Yasir, was Mawla Libani Makhzum. Mawla. Did you hear? Ammar bin Yasir was half slave, half free man. Half slave, half free man, because he was Mawla. Now, when they free you, when Arabs free you, when you stay with them for a longer time, serve them for a longer time, they will free you. But when they free you, they don't give you total freedom. They don't give you in complete freedom. They give you half freedom. Now, when they give you half freedom, they allow you to stay with them, but yet you don't have any choice. You don't do anything without their consent. You don't marry without their consent. You don't give birth without their consent. You don't name your child without their consent. They choose the name of your children for you. They decide everything for you. So your lineage, your background, your family name will be eradicated. Your family name will be wiped away. So you pick their name. You pick their name. So anytime they mention your name will be attached to the family or the clan of your master, your slave master. So Ammar bin Yasir was one of them. Kana Mawla Libani Makhzum. He was a Mawla to Banu Makhzum. His slave master, Ammar bin Yasir's slave master, was among the clan of Makhzum, the children of Makhzum, an Arab clan. So when he gave him half freedom, he became part of them. He became Mawla to the Makhzum clan, as if Ammar bin Yasir don't have families. Now this is what happened. Aslama huwa wa abuhu wa ummuhu. Unfortunately, Ammar and the father and the mother became Muslims. Fakana al-mushrikuna wa ala rasihim Abu Jahl. And the idol worshippers, and among their frontiers is Abu Jahl. Yukhrijunahum ila al-abta. They take them outskirts of the town. Idha hamiyatu Ramadan, when the sun is scorchy. Now the word Ramadan is a scorchy sun temperature in Arabian Peninsula. That is where Ramadan got its name from. The fasting always falls, the Islamic fasting always falls at the period where they are in dry season. And you know, dry seasons in desert countries are very, very high. So that's where Ramadan got its name from. So when the sun is scorchy and the temperature is high, they take them, the father and the mother and Ammar himself, they will take them to the outskirts of the town. فَيُعَذِّبُونَهُمْ بِحَرِّهَا, and they will be punishing them with the heat of the sun. Right? وَمَرَّ بِهِمُ النَّبِيُّ. One day they were punished. They are being punished, and Prophet Muhammad passed by. Their master, who they believed and trusted, the one that is mouthpiece of Almighty Allah, passed by, and he saw them being punished. وَهُمْ يُعَذَّبُونَ. He saw them being punished. فَقَالَ, and he said, Sabran ala Yasir. Oh, patient, the family of Yasir. فَإِنَّ مَوْعِدَكُمُ الْجَنَّةِ. For your abode is heaven. So patient, endure the punishment. Take the punishment like that, for your abode is Jannah. Interesting. Like seriously, if indeed their abode is Jannah, why didn't you, Muhammad, take yourself out of the protection of your uncle, so that the same thing will happen to you, so that you will go to heaven? So whoever said religion was created when the first smart person met the first dumb person was right. If the punishment will take them to heaven, if the torture will take them to heaven, why are you, Prophet Muhammad, hiding behind the protection of your uncle, the idol worshipper? Why didn't you also come out of the protection of your uncle and tell the people of Mecca that I am on my own? If you think you can do something to me, come. Why didn't you do that? You see, so the Ammar's family are the damp ones here. They are very damp. Like, he is being protected by his uncle, so nobody could harm him. But you guys being tortured, and he's telling you, Sabran Ali Yasir, oh, exercise patient, the family of Yasir, for inna maw'idakumul Jannah, for your abode is Jannah. If indeed Jannah is there for people that are being tortured for being Muslims, why are you not also accepting it? Why is it you, Muhammad, not accepting the fact that there's Jannah? So let me also come out so that I'll be punished, so that I'll go to Jannah. This is the problem. You see, religion is problem. Religion is made up for the people who will not think. People that don't use their thinking tool are the people that fall for the traps of religion. Anyway, let me tell you this before I forget. The Hajj of this year, the fare of the Hajj of this year has been increased by Saudi Arabia. Do you know that? Do you know that? If you don't know, I'm informing you. The amount of fare of Hajj this year has been increased. So prepare yourself. They really mean business. Saudi really mean business. Yeah, go feed them. If not nonsense, how could you tell me that it is only someone's land that there's Allah, there's God? So, and I said this deity belongs to the Arabs, and you still don't understand. If you have to pay huge money before you can go and talk to a deity, a divine being, or whatever nonsense you want to call it, on someone's land, travel to someone's land before you can go meet that deity, and I'm telling you that the deity belongs to the people, you will still have problem. You got to be kidding me. Now, Famata Yasir, Yasir died. The father of Ammar, Yasir, he died. Fil Adab, he died through the punishment. Wata'ana Abu Jahl Sumayya, Ammar's mother, Yasir's father, Yasir's wife is known as Sumayya, and Abu Jahl used knife to stab her. Now listen, Ammar, the mother of Ammar, fi kibaliha bihirbatin famatat. According to Mubarakafori, Abu Jahl used knife to stab Sumayya, the mother of Ammar, in her private part. Yes, fi kibaliha, in her private part, and she died out of that. She died out of that. Now, فماتت وهي أول شهيدة في الإسلام. For that matter, she has been termed as the first martyr in Islam. One of the problems of Islamic religion is martyrdom. Shaheed, martyrdom. In fact, that is one of the reasons, one of the causes of Boko Haram, ISIS, and the jihadists. Because in Islamic religion, fighting for the religion is known as jihad. Dying for the religion is known as shahada. If you win the fight for Islam, you have done jihad. You will be rewarded. But in the course of, or in the process of fighting for the religion, if you are being killed, you are shaheed, you are a martyr. And these martyrs go to heaven without questioning, without reckoning. They go to heaven without reckoning, and they will be giving women extra. Forget about the 72. They are extra women. They are extra women. Those that died fighting for Islam, those days that they ask people to come and look for me and kill me, should in case someone is able to get to me and killed me at that time, or murdered me at that time, the act of murdering me will be termed as jihad, and he will be rewarded, and he will go to heaven freely without reckoning, without accountability. You know, Islamic heaven, Muslims will not go to heaven without accountability. You will be questioned. Your salah will be checked. Your fasting will be checked. Your zakah will be checked. Your hajj, your pilgrimage to Mecca will be checked. You pay huge amount of money to go to someone's land to worship a foolish deity, and yet you will be checked. You will be checked at the borderline. at the borderline before you go to heaven. But the jihadists, people that die doing jihad, go to heaven without accountability, without being questioned. That is it. That is it. So in any case, a Muslim does not lose. When they are fighting for Allah, if they win the fight, they are jihadists, so they will be rewarded. If they lose and died, they are martyrs. So this Sumayya, Yasir's wife, Ammar's mother, was the first martyr because she was killed in Islam. She was killed. She died for Islam. She sacrificed herself for Islam. This is serious. وهي سمية بنت خياط مولاة أبي حذيفة. She is also Mawla, half free, half slave. Half free, half slave. She is also Mawla. حذيفة بن المغيرة بن عبد الله بن عمر بن مخزوم. وكانت عجوزا. She was an old lady. كبيرا, with old age. ضعيفة, very weak. وشددوا العذاب على عمار بالحر تارة. And then the only person left was their son Ammar. The father Yasir is dead through the torture. The mother was dead by being stabbed by Abu Jahl from her private part. Right now, the only person left is their son Ammar. Then they shaddadul adhaba ala Ammar bil harri tarratan. They punished Ammar with hot, like with the heat of deserts. And then biwadi sahra ala ahmar ala sadri ukhra. Sometimes they place a rock on his chest. When you listen to this thing, sometimes you think and you don't understand which kind of humans are these people. These people are monsters. They are blood sucking creatures. Rock, like sometimes they place a rock on the chest of Ammar and he lived. Like, it's fictional stories. It's a lie. You see the fictional aspect of it. So they put rock on his chest. Sometimes they bury his head in water till he lost his memories. That is what they kept on doing. And then they told him one time, we will not leave you alone until you insult Muhammad. Until you insult Muhammad. So Ammar, out of fear and out of him trying to save his life, or you praise Allata and Uzza, the idols. Now, فَوَافَقَهُمْ عَلَى ذَلِكَ مُكْرِهًا. Ammar did that forcefully. He was forced to do that because the torture, the trauma is becoming too much. After doing that, they left him alone and he ran crying to Prophet Muhammad, asking for his forgiveness. And Allah brought a verse. Allah brought a verse from Quran chapter 16 verse 106, the chapter of the beehive, An-Nahl. Interesting. An-Nahl. This is what the verse is saying. Man kafara billahi ba'da imanihi. Whoever become kafir or infidel or idol worshipper ba'da imanihi, after he has believed in Allah, has gone astray. Illa man ukuriha, except those that have been forced to do so. Wa qalbuhu mutma'innun bil iman. Those that have been forced to denounce their faith. Meanwhile, in their heart, they still have belief. They still have love for the faith. Those ones don't have problem. Now, when Ammar was being punished, Allah didn't say anything. Allah didn't protect Ammar. When Yasir, the father of Ammar, died, Allah didn't say anything. Allah didn't protect him. When Sumayya, the mother of Ammar, the wife of Yasir, died, Allah didn't say anything. Allah allowed them to be tortured. Allah allowed the parent to die. But when Ammar was forced to insult Prophet Muhammad and praise Allah and Uzza, Allah has the guts to reveal a verse. Which kind of God is this? When the followers being tortured, he does not protect them. But when the followers were asked to insult him, he will reveal a verse to console them. When they are being punished, when Ammar's parents were killed, throughout the torture and agony, Allah didn't say anything. Allah remained dumb. Allah was blind. He wasn't seeing it. But when Ammar was asked to insult Prophet Muhammad and praise Allah and Uzza, the idols, Allah heard that and revealed a verse. We are telling you it is man-made and you think we are joking. This is your own stories in your book. I didn't write it. I'm not the author. Mubarakafori. I'm not the author. So that is how the whole issue went. So most of these people went through punishment. Another person that has been punished is one who is known as Abu Fukayha, wasmuhu Afla. Maula, he was also a Maula. Free, half slave. I told you, Islam is for poor people. Islam is for weak people. In fact, not only Islam, religion is for poor people, is for poor people. Religion is for weak people. Religion is for the poor and the weak. Maula, all the people that have been tortured as slaves. Another Maula, half slave, half freedom, is Maula Fukayha, Abu Fukayha. The name is Afla. That is, and he has also been tortured. Another one, Khabab bin Arts. This one has story that we will discuss later. He is also Mawla li Ummi Ammar. He was even a Mawla to a woman. His slave master was a woman. He was a slave under a woman. Her name is Ummu Ammar bintu Siba al-Khuzaiya. Women also have slaves and give them half freedom. He was a Mawla. So Khabab bin al-Art was also a Mawla. So these people went through punishment, they went through agony, they went through torture. Allah was mute, Allah was silent, Allah didn't say anything. The all-knowing, the all-powerful, the almighty Allah didn't say anything. The weak ones were being punished while his prophet was enjoying the protection of his uncle, the idol worshipper. If this does not raise alarm to you, I don't know what will raise alarm anymore. So this continue to go on until another dimension was taken. Another dimension was taken. Now the video is almost done. Meet me in the next video as I take you through the decision the elders of Quraysh made about Prophet Muhammad when they approached the idol worshipping uncle who was giving Muhammad protection. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Your comment, your suggestion is welcome. Until we meet again, the descendant of Thoth, the African prophet says, bye-bye.